This practice is dedicated to welcoming spring. And so, spring in Chinese medicine is connected to the wood element. So, in honor of our tree friends all over the world, we're going to start with circling on your feet. So, shift your weight over to the right, and then shift your weight to your toes, and then over to the left. And so, what we're doing is shift back to your heels, is keeping your feet rooted to the ground, but by slightly shifting your weight, feel the different pressure points of your feet. So now we're on our heels, and then shift to the outside or inside edges, and now to your toes, and now to the other side. So let's go around the other way. So we're basically circling on the edges of our feet. Just sort of exploring how our feet make contact with the earth. And then slow it down and drop your awareness into your feet. And invite your feet to sink like kind of wide tree roots, right? Picture your toes that you just shifted your weight on, and imagine your toes just spreading, sinking the outside edges of your feet, making contact with the earth, your heels, and then the balls of your feet. And just sink deep into the earth, sending those roots down. And then soften your tailbone. Soften the front part of your torso. And lift from the crown of your head like the crown of a tree lifts up toward the heavens. Then placing one hand over the other in your lower belly, take a slow, deep breath into your belly. And a slow breath out. And let's start off today's practice just feeling. Notice what you feel. And then opening your eyes. The wood element is associated with our tendons and our ligaments and our joints. So floating your right hand up, bending your right leg, stretch your whole side of your body. Now this is part of this is our gallbladder meridian, and the gallbladder and the liver are the two organs associated with spring and the wood element. And we'll shift to the other side. So shifting your weight to the right, bending your right knee a little bit, floating your right hand up. Stretch that all inside of your arm, all down the side of your body. Let's do another one to the other side. And then holding your elbows up, kind of like a cactus, maybe. It's called opening and closing the gate. So open up your chest as you look up. And then as you exhale, glide your hips back and have the back of your palms face each other, and then just push out through your fingertips and then all the way out to your spine. And then inhale, open up front of your chest, front of your shoulders. And then exhale, just stretch out. Open up the back of your shoulder blades. Let's do one more. Inhale up. And exhale. And then lifting from the crown of your head, come back. Let's do a few wise owls. Take a breath in. As you exhale, turn your head over your shoulder. Inhale back to center. I like to bend my knees. And then as I turn my head over my left shoulder, I straighten. And then inhale as your thumbs come toward your midline. And then exhale as your thumbs turn away from your midline. Take a breath in. And exhale. Now as you warm up those joints and ligaments and tendons in your neck and shoulders, put your awareness in your feet. And remember those roots that you're sending down. And put your awareness in the crown of your head as the top of that tree reaches to the heavens. And slow down. And then gently take a breath in and exhale your chin to your chest. And then gently circle your head up. And then just lift your head up. And then drop your head down and just do some gentle, not quite circles, because it's not so great for your neck to kind of compress all those vertebrae as you lean back. So just dropping your chin down to your chest and do a circle. Come back up. I want to do one more. What we're going to do is do a series of all through our body to sort of wake up our joints and ligaments. So inhale your shoulders forward, then up. And then exhale them back and down, just with your own breath. See if you can isolate just your shoulders, the muscles, and the joints. Inhale forward and up. And exhale back and down. Let's go the other way. So inhale back and up. And exhale forward and down. Let's do one more. And then turning from your, and I just widen my stance, so you might want to feel those feet rooted. And just turning from your hips and your waist, letting your arms be heavy, letting them just knock. To do this, lift from the crown of your head, and almost like you're like a barbershop pole, if that means anything to you. And you're just letting your arms kind of, a maypole. It's not May yet, but it's like a maypole, right? So here's the May, here's the ribbons are your arms, and your spine is the pole, right? So your pole just twisting, waking up our spine. And then slow it down. And then let's do, put your awareness in your tailbone. Drop it down into your tailbone. And start making the tiniest little circle you can. Just tracing a circle with your tailbone. And then like a spiral, each time you circle around, make that circle a little bigger. Yeah. And then you'll notice now that your hips are starting to be involved. Maybe your legs, and just spiral out as your hip circle gets bigger. Just explore kind of how the range of motion for your hips today. And now let's go back the other way. Opening up our hips. Now as you make your circle, slowly spiral inwards. Putting your awareness in your tailbone, as your tailbone is tracing this sort of spiral, getting smaller and smaller. And then have a teeny tiny little circle with your tailbone. And exhale out. And turn your awareness inwards. Just notice what you feel. Then opening your eyes, shift your weight to your right leg. And then with your toe on the ground, just circle your heel. All right, noticing how that's going to circle your ankles and your knees and your hips. And let's go back the other way. Then shake it out. Let's shift our weight to your left leg. Same idea, so circling. Seeing what size circle feels good today. I find myself starting little circles and making them bigger and bigger. So see what feels right for you. And then slow it down. And then with your feet pretty wide apart, take a breath in and just fold over. And let your head be really heavy. See if you can just feel the space between the vertebrae in your neck. Let the muscles in your lower back relax. Invite the muscles in your lower legs, back of your lower legs, back of your upper legs. And just take a breath in through your nose and out through a and then roll up. And then we'll do one movement from the 8 brocades that's to help our wood element be in balance, which is so it's called pulling the golden bow to let the arrow fly. So you're already in a wide stance. You might feel more comfortable if your toes are turned out a little bit. And this movement involves a bit of a squat. And so decide for yourself, it's a little squat or a big squat. But as you squat, put your awareness in your tailbone. And mine always kind of comes out as a duck. Yours might not. So drop your tailbone down to the earth and then sink. See how that feels different. All right. So we're going to start with our forearms together. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, you're going to slide into that squat. And then you're going to pull your bow. And then I don't know if you can see, put it in your fingers are in an L, right? That's where you're going to send your arrow through. So take a breath in. And as you exhale, take that L and then pull your bow. And then inhale, come to standing. And so we'll go the other side. So taking a breath in and exhale. Inhale up. And of course, sinking as low as feels right today. Inhale up. To do this, invite your knees to kind of open up so that your knees are kind of tracking over your ankles. Inhale up. If you feel anything in your knees, maybe just make your squat a little shallower. Inhale up. Exhale, pull that bow. Inhale to center. So the next time we're going to do pull the golden bow to let the arrow fly. I mentioned that this movement is associated with our wood element imbalance. The wood element is connected to our liver and our gallbladder. And the emotion, kind of a negative emotion, is like frustration and anger. The positive, the antidote to all of that, is kindness and compassion. So choose someone in your life that you think could use a little extra dose of kindness today. And what we're going to do is we're going to pull our arrow and then we're going to aim it and we're going to lovingly send that kindness out to that person, right? So take a breath in, exhale. All right, now look out. You got your bow, your arrow ready. So now tilt it up, right? Have that person in mind. Get ready to send them this lovely arrow of kindness. Take a breath in and send it. Come back to center. So maybe this person could use all the kindness in the world. So you want to send it again to them. Or maybe there's someone else you want to share this kindness with. So take a breath in. Exhale, pull your bow. Check it out. Have your sights on your person. And take a breath in and come to center. Let's do that one more time. I have to think of my person. Okay. Take a breath in. Exhale. Send. And inhale to center. And then shake out your arms, your legs, bounce into your legs. I thought today the healing sound of the liver is a shh. So let's rise up on our toes as you join your palms together and exhale out your mouth with a shh. Inhale up, clasping your palms together and shh. Let's do one more. Inhale up and slow it down. And turn your attention inwards. Invite those roots to sink down your tailbone, to also soften and lift from the crown of your head. And float your hands up and float them down. Almost like a little string is on your wrist, floating them effortlessly up and then down. And with your breath, inhale up and exhale down. As you do this, there's a saying in Qigong, Wu Wei. Wu Wei. Effortless effort. See if you can just float up and float down. As you float up, shift your weights a little bit to your heels. And as you exhale, shift to your toes. A little bit to your heels. A little bit to your toes. Now each time you do this, see what happens if you glide your hips back a little and exhale. So inhale, shift your weight to your heels, but then let your, almost like you're starting to sit in a chair. And we're shifting into pulsing the chi, which is a great movement to help balance our liver. So inhale, float up. Exhale. And then deciding today how far you want to sort of glide your hips back into that chair. See what feels right. As you do this, keep your sort of chest lifted and exhale down. Inhale, gliding your hips back. So exhale, picture just lifting from the crown of your head up. As you do this, notice your feet. Remember those roots. You're sinking down. So inhale to your heels. And exhale, feeling your feet push as the crown of your head lifts. Right, so root, and rise at the same time. Let's do 2 more. And then slow it down. Now the wood element is associated with the liver, but there's another organ involved, and that's the gallbladder. The gallbladder is kind of amazing. The meridians like spirals around in our head and down our back and down our sides. So this next movement, I just adore it. So feel your feet rooted. Turn from your hips and your waist, right? Now take your left hand. Now your left hand's going to just a couple inch or two hovering from your body. It's going to glide up. Now you're going to start to turn to the center, and your hand's going to be right over the crown of your head or your byway point. You're going to keep turning as your hand glides down the side of your body. Yeah, so with our breath, take your right hand. It's going to be over on your left side. And with our breath, inhale as you glide up. And then you're turning to center. And then exhale as you continue to turn and look the other way. Maybe you're looking over your shoulder a little more. So inhale. What we're doing is we're sort of tracing parts of the gallbladder meridian. So inhale, stand a little taller. As you exhale, sink just a little in your knees. So inhale, float up. Right over our byway point, and exhale down. Byway point or the crown of our head. To do this, put your awareness right underneath your hands and see if you, just see what you notice. Let's do one more to each side. And then notice what you feel. Put your awareness the top of your head, the crown of your head, all around the sides, the side of your body, the side of your legs. Just see what you notice today. And then floating your hands out, shift your weight a little bit into your heels. And we're going to do another movement that helps balance the wood element, and it's called tree sways in the wind. So you're going to turn from your hips and your waist. You're going to float your hands up. up to that byway point, crown of our head, about an inch above, and then float your arms down. We'll turn the other way. So you turn, inhale as you float up, and then pause in your breath as you turn, and then exhale out. So pause, inhale, float up, then exhale down, pause, and exhale. Pulling in as we partly trace our liver meridian, all that nourishes us. And then exhale, let go any of that anger, frustration connected with the wood element. And exhale out. So as you do tree sways in the wind, feel your feet sending those wide, deep roots down. Invite the crown of your head lifting up to the heavens like your favorite grand tree. And just like the tree, that sort of effortless effort, wu wei, floating up and down, and then float up. Let's do one more. Turn from your hips and your waist. Pull that nourishing energy up. Exhale out anything that no longer serves you. And then floating your hands up about chest height. Your fingertips about, hands width apart. Relax your thumbs. Relax your elbows. Now my shoulders, look at my shoulders. Ooh. Drop your shoulders. Sink your tailbone. Shift a little bit into your heels, sending into those roots. So they mention lift from the crown of your head. Now this is called embrace a tree. So picture that tree bark. Maybe you can almost feel that rough, depending on your tree, I guess, bark. So give that space as you embrace that tree. And then imagine almost like a little beach ball between your legs. So just kind of pushing your legs ever so gently, lifting from the crown of your head. And take slow, deep breaths into your lower belly. If your arms get tired, it's fine to drop them. You might want to do a lower. Tapping into that effortless effort. As you take slow, deep breaths in, you might think about your favorite tree. And I invite you to maybe try this someday outside with your favorite tree. Let's take a couple more breaths. And then lifting from the crown of your head, slowly release your arms. Let's end with pulling down the heavens, but from the 6 directions. So you sort of, So inhale, float your hands up. Exhale, turn from your hips and your waist. And then inhale, come to center. And exhale, float your hands down. So inhale, connect to the energy, either side of you. Exhale, connect to the energy in front of you, behind you. And then inhale as you turn to center, connect to the energy of the heavens and pull all of that glorious energy just down. So connect to the earth, either side of you, front and back, and the heavens and down. So inhale, float up. Exhale, turn. Inhale, float up. And let's do one more to each side. And as you exhale, float your hands down, float them down to your lower belly. Stand with your feet close together. Shift your awareness down into your feet. Notice your toes as they're firmly rooted to the earth. Notice the balls of your feet. Notice the outer edges of your feet and now your heels. And send those roots down, depending where you are. Send them down through the floor, maybe through the foundation, maybe a couple of floors deep. Find that earth. And then just send your awareness deep as you sink your roots. Lifting from the crown of your head, just like those glorious trees. Lift the crowns of their leaves. And take a slow, deep breath into your belly. And a slow breath out. And another slow breath in. A slow breath out. And notice what you feel. And I think we are all so ecstatic that spring is on its way. So may you have a lovely week, and thank you for joining me.